What's up, middies? This is Discovery Scouts in Pirates of the Caribbean film series here, and today is the first day on December 1st, and Saturday, December 1st, 2018 today. So, next month, well, this is gonna be the last day of 2018 today. So, that was just gonna be fast for the last holiday for Thanksgiving. It's much of very fun about eating the cooking from turkey, ham, dressing with dressing onto the stuffing with the dressing, and with the bread, sauces, celery, and toast, and the garlic and sauce of the sage, and an oven to make it baked. this is tasting really delicious today. So I'm not here. I'm here for a while today. So today is the day, and 1 day ago, Mantha Tornado just hacked up for Mantha Tornado. Here's me, Mantha, and Crazy Boyfriends returns today. Returns to Millie Motors no longer to second season on the Crazy Boyfriend anymore. So they moved from the former boyfriend to he's been broken up about last year. So he went to undergoes inside the hiatus, and so we're gonna talk about the reaction of the service dogs to one of the things that about and the friends of the fight, the friends of foe in the fight for the bullies, for the those that get hurt, that are violating to Nevada State Troopers just called by the driver and the guy and those guys, the walker, the lady and guy walker, and the neighbor just called a police department to the violating for the service dogs. That reason to the YouTubers things, and that called the people for inappropriate for the bad decisions. That would be we talked about the hypocrites, and those all of this about 5,000 guys that didn't like it to fight it to bullies and the cancer. They live into the heart, the brain, and heart, lungs, and brain cancer. When the doctors just told them not supposed to be the filmalization. When I heard it about it, and I heard it about for Inception thing. What did they do? What the hell? What hell did I think she is? So Tony's about long stories. It's about last 30 minutes, and she was didn't like it to piss off, and she is kind of wanted to be hypocrite, overhyped rookie. Suspended for the service dogs. People didn't like to bring in the dog for to put the armor for the service dogs. They didn't matter to I think Samantha was brought her the sign says the service dogs don't pet, don't touch, and don't need to talk to the dogs about that. So that's the illegal to the violating to the custodizations. So when the police just told when Tony just did it about for life, the life reaction, and I saw the as this whole people, so the thing about if a few guys who wanted to take a look at it, who pretty hacked up for her channel for the YouTubers, her service dogs and Tony Tornado dogs, and I don't know that what happened is there. What I don't know what happened about. But the people didn't like it. Didn't like it, and it sells down. I've I don't know. You didn't. I don't know the feel. I don't know. I didn't. I know I don't feel like it about bringing the service dogs. My dogs are okay. And I think the dog's name Jack Dory, and they're the service dogs anymore. They're not the service dogs anybody. I think Jack's just literally just always barking and whimpering, crying and screaming and squeaking. They were crazy. Mantha's giving us separate about the what did they do. He just hacked her channel. He just deleted the one YouTubers for the channel. Her channel was the service dogs, and the title for one for the illegal, and that's it that's it the private area, and that's it with public YouTube, and that's the one thing about it. That's the simple rules. And that was too dangerous to be fighting with the service, fighting for the neighbor dogs against the service dogs. And they call the cops, sheriff and patrol the troopers, and they're gonna be 0.5 getting arrested to the violating for the against the law. And they're the right to the private publication of law, publication of the lawyer of law, and the service dogs against the neighbors dogs and the walkers, runners, and bikers. If they were not okay to be unacceptable. They didn't know. People don't know to the fighting dogs each other with the cancer. They're inside the pet dogs and the dogs of the pet dogs' brains to the rabies. We don't think about it to what he did about his paying the minimum wage. That's what's the fine payment to get the service dogs. It knows how much it cost. It knows how much it gonna cost it about the fight cancer. Though the people die and the cancer every year. Those are the heart, those are the cardiac arrest, and those are the brains, and those are the lungs, and those are the stomach, those are the fleas, those are the kidneys, and those are the gall bladders. That people didn't like it. So for the diagnosis, they all people knows about a diagnosis is. They have to do the romanticism and activism, autism, and activity is usually the activism and bossism. Those all these people, this the gentlemen, those are all these ladies and gentlemen here. They're watching the reaction to the service dogs. They're violating. They called about reaction to Nevada State Troopers and Metropolitan Police Department. Then all this Nevada County sheriffs. And I don't know to counter sheriffs is. That autism guy was calling the cops to the violation to the bringing the dog inside to the McDonald's thing from the building, and they were going to remove for the sign says no dogs in the McDonald's are allowed, and no dogs are allowed inside of the building for the McDonald's, and that's the behavior for the animal clinic, and those are for the animal mission to investigations. Once you did the public area for the parking lot, and they have no idea what they bring into the service dogs do. They on the 35 states, and Tony talked to his sister to talked about she was not listening to her brother what she gets his word. He gets a little bit upset to a lot of people didn't like it to dislikes and likes, and they're not okay to be they uploaded their videos to a lot of the phones, a lot of the cameras, a lot of the computers, the live stream and the live action to be about 50%. And that's withdraw the overs at about 20%. And that's just could be at about very bad decision on the Republic into the House. If that has to be lifetimes, that has to be came over, and that has to came back in the visit, and that has to call to the security cameras. Tony has bought for the security cameras, and that's going to be live reaction to has a cam. If there's a cam up there to his house, and that's his address, and that's his address, and that's his the entrance. That's what when they go into the entrance gate, that's an inside for the entrance doors, and that's where the entrance to the backyard with the pools, and that has there were been there about those people didn't like it to hate it to those that they hated for hurt them feelings. Bella has a diagnose. I've a diagnose. Frankie has a diagnose. My mom has a diagnose, and my dad has a diagnose. And my dogs doesn't like the service dogs to the tag here for the armor. Maybe Chris and Justin and my cousins have a diagnosis too, whether the hospitality, and all my former friends has the diagnosis too. That's the 100%. That's the one thing about romanticism, activism, and the rediscovering, and they have the discovering to the socialized system. And that has to be just uploaded those dogs there. I'm gonna show you to his live actions to I'm gonna have to see this. Let's go to Ronda Rousey's fight. Oh. Sorry. I swear, Mantha and Tony literally just uploaded to Tony Tornado dogs, and I don't know those guys that about the public apology for bullying. Damn, that'll be damned. So see this, and and those that we have communicated to some sort to one of the things that about last 3 weeks, last 3 to 1 week, and that's the last one of 3 weeks, and that's called 492 views and 284 views, 1.4K views, and 131 views, and 424 views, and 669, 641, 543, and 309, and 243 viewing. Those that have the longest videos, and that's Tony Tornado calling the service dog solutions live, and that's his video, and that's his Black Friday for Ren, and that's his called bullies hiding behind the disabilities. And that shouldn't be okay for the liability to the violating for the law for the without the permission. That's gonna be about the lawyer. The lawyer calls it the investigation, and that YouTubers, I don't know. So they didn't know. People didn't know about Ren's goes into the Zaya's grand opening to that looks like the restaurant thing, and they're bringing the dog. They're bringing the dog goes to the restaurant out of the public inside the area, the outside for the parking lot. So that guy calls the police for the Tony did, and I do not know. So he did not know to he talked to the police about last 6 days, and this is it is about to get a ticket. When it gets about 2.0, he'll get trouble. He'll get trouble to get a lot. He'll get a lot of the trouble. Within the 20.0, he'll get a lot to get trouble to on the Republic apology acceptance for the bullying from Mantha, whether her dog. That's sometimes not to be useful to upload without permission, posting the Facebooks, posting it, uploading the Instagrams, and that's just a shame, and that's about the possible. So at that the tornado dogs just I subscribe there to the community service area within the Animal Planet, Nat Geo Royal, National Geographic channels, and Tony Tornado Vlogs, Tony Tornado Gamings. Then it is against the quarter of the law, and she was up to do things to the crap. I don't upload it. I don't write on this crap. No idea. It's just quick joking around. I don't know the guy's name, Sunshine. He doesn't know. He doesn't know who the guy is. To I'm gonna have to take a look at it to the Sunshine to subscribers. I did not know that. I did not know that the guy is. I didn't know that the guy is. It was sort of the telling the truth. I didn't see that coming too. So people are so stupid. They're calling the service dogs to stupid. I didn't like to the stupid thing. So they're not be integrity, they're not interrogations. We're not friends anymore. So I didn't feel like to put it put armor on it to the signs and the signs of the inside of the dog furs and the fleas, and my two dogs just have been in fleas at about last 14 days, and my sister has been left from Korea. But my mom has the diagnosis too. Whether her sister has the diagnosis too, and Mantha didn't know that my mom is, and she did not know he's calling her autism by Tony. She was very copying of Tony, just as pissing her off. I'm saying this. He wasn't joking. They were joking around. They were bullying. They were fighting. They were threatening. They were arguing. They were mad at each other. They were upsetting. They were there were there were Violet. You know, someday, that's reaction. That's reaction to the return of a crazy boyfriend. He got paid to the 2,000 hot water for the heater, hot water the heater from broken, and he tells the guy he was just coming up as soon as it about the last 5 hours. That would be about completely unacceptable. That would completely unacceptable. It's about just screw this everybody up. The people are screwed up to anything. Mantha keeps telling the Tony he's just copying. He just paid the minimum wage. She just copying for her sis, copy her brother. She just copied the brother to it about 100 times. What can I say? She didn't know about the stupid. She don't know how they are. All right, guys. So don't forget to hit the button to subscribe to my contest. Just follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Vine. Just follow on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Vine, comments, Twitch, live stream, gaming channels, Juggy stores, Cockatoo Talk, Tumblr, Hangouts, the like, the commit to the links to the description today. Just follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Google, Vine, comments. I did not know it's gonna have to install it to the Vine cameras there, and Cockatoo. I did not know about my mom. Did not about diagnosed to Cockatoo and Cockatoo Story and Tumblr and more. Excuse me, sorry. And I love you guys, so feel free to death. So they don't want to hurt people's feelings. They don't want to talk about to the service dogs. Love you guys. So if you like to watch it on Tornado as the play as a return of a crazy boyfriend, as to know it, feel free to death. Feel free to get some air. Don't forget. So keep it rich, mateys, and have a good evening.